Hi again, fellow breeders. Mike here from our fabulous Silver Spurs equine breeding facility in sunny Arizona. I hope everyone saw our ad in the May 22 issue of the Rainer, where we discussed several exciting new changes at Silver Spurs. If you haven't seen it, no problem, because in this blog I'm going to discuss all the changes and exactly why we made them. Let's begin by discussing our new exciting Futurity Incentive Award. Starting with the 2023 NRHA Futurity, if the Futurity is won on a horse sired by a Silver Spurs stallion, except Paleface Dunnet, Silver Spurs is going to match the first place payouts made during the 2021 Futurity for both non-pro and open divisions and for all levels. Yes, that means that if the level 4 open Futurity is won on the offspring of a Silver Spurs stallion, except Paleface Dunnet, the NRHA will pay $350,000 and Silver Spurs will match it, paying additional $350,000, making the total prize become $700,000. This will be the highest prize ever paid in reigning history. Same thing for the non-pro Futurity. $60,000 will become $120,000. All payouts will be made at the Futurity after the NRHA awards ceremony, either in the arena or at our sales stalls. And you could see the Silver Spurs payouts for all levels in our June ad in the Rainer and on our website. Why are we doing this? Well, in my opinion, as I have said, the NRHA Futurity always has and always will represent the future of our sport. Everyone that has owned a 3-year-old prospect that has competed in the Futurity knows, as Jim McKay used to say in the wide world of sports, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Unfortunately, more often than not, the agony of defeat. That is why the thrill of victory, which in our case is the winning of the Run for the Roses, is so momentous and must be the most financially rewarding event in reining. You know, I have often said that Silver Spurs owns the best. Now to prove it, we're going to put our money where our mouth is, big time, by doubling the purse paid out by the NRHA. Let's face it, over the years, the cost of participating in this sport has gone up tremendously. Not only has the cost of purchasing horses that are Futurity contenders gone up, no matter what division or level, in addition, the cost of training and keeping these horses healthy has skyrocketed as well. So, to make sure that you are breeding my best stallions to your best mares, and together we continue to make certain that the future of the reigning breed remains strong, I'm going to make it worth your while. That's why we're doing it. As I mentioned, the cost of purchasing a Futurity contender has gone up dramatically. So much so that several of my customers have told me that if it weren't for our super sale and early booking discounts, they couldn't afford to breed at all. But because of our discount program, they can't afford not to breed. We are very proud of that and will always continue to help our breeders with our discount programs. But we're going to take it one step further. While we will always strive to have a full crop with excellent weanlings and yearlings that will fit every serious reiner's budget, it's a fact that several of our prospects sell for very high prices. Therefore, to help our breeders and prospect customers, starting in 2023, Silver Spurs is going to raffle off one of its best yearlings each year. The yearling will be registered and be nominated for the Futurity and the Derby, as well as qualified for the NRBC. Here's how it'll work. Let's start with our breeders. For every $10,000 a breeder spends in breeding fees during the breeding season, starting with the 2023 breeding season, and including any breedings purchased during the early booking season, plus all semen shipping charges and on-farm charges. They'll receive one raffle ticket. Same for our customers that purchase our weanlings and yearlings. For every $10,000 spent buying our weanling and yearling prospects at Silver Spurs during the previous 12 months, beginning December 1st and ending November 30th of each year, starting on December 1st, 2022, they will receive one raffle ticket. Of course, the amount spent on breedings and purchasing prospects will be combined to determine the total number of raffle tickets a person's entitled to. The yearling selected for the raffle will be announced each June, starting in June 2023, and brought to the NRHA Derby for all to see. The annual drawing will be held and the winner announced after the conclusion of the yearling select sale at the Futurity during our annual barn party at our sales stalls. I know that our new Futurity Incentive Award and Yearling Raffle is going to add a whole new dimension of excitement at the Futurity, and I can hardly wait for next year's Futurity, where I will be writing some life-changing checks. Now let's get back to breeding. We all know that ICSI breeding is becoming very popular. So to assist our breeders in 2023, Silver Spurs will be performing complete ICSI breeding services on site at its Arizona breeding facility. But we will only perform ICSI services for mares being bred to our stallions. Now here's the Silver Spurs advantage. Because the breeder has purchased a breeding to one of our stallions, we are only looking to recover our actual cost to perform these services. So, as a result, we anticipate that we will be charging approximately only 50 to 60% of what's being charged by other ICSI centers. Finally, and this is really hard for me to say, but it's time to retire 3 of our stallions. Silver Spurs is retiring Wimpy's Little Step, a Sparkling Vintage, and Big Checks to Cash. 2022 will be the last year a breeding can be purchased to these great stallions. They've done so much for the sport of reining. You know, there are only 3 stallions that have sired Triple Crown champions. And they are a Sparkling Vintage, who sired 2, Wimpy's Little Step, and Spook's Got a Gun. Silver Spurs is so proud to own all 3. And did you know that Wimpy is only $40,000 away from having sired earnings of $13 million, making him the highest earning living sire in NRHA history? So, it's time they're put out to pasture to enjoy what we pray will be a long and happy retirement. And as we retire stallions in the future, we'll be using what frozen semen we have to breed these great champions to our finest broodmares so that we may continue the fabulous legacy of our magnificent sires. We're also pleased to announce that our next open house will be Thursday, June 16th, 2022 at our Oklahoma breeding facility. That'll be right after setup time, but before the main go-arounds at the Derby begin. I look forward to seeing all of our fans and customers having a good time at Silver Spurs. All of our stallions and foal crop will be on display for all to see and enjoy. Well, that slams the lid on things for this blog. Until next time, here's hoping that everyone has a very successful breeding and show season. And remember what I always say, God must have been in a really good mood the day he created horses.